Reading from chapter 16 Bhagavad Gita, the divine and demoniac natures. So here in this chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna what are the demoniac qualities and what are the divine qualities. So, Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yagyascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhas Tyagha Shantir Apaishunam Daya Bhuteshva Aloluptvam Mardavam Hirir Achapalam Teja Shama Dhriti Shocham Adroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijatasya Bharata. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharat, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. So here Krishna is telling to Arjuna what is the godly nature. So in the beginning of the 15th chapter, the banyan tree of this material world was explained. The extra roots coming out of it were compared to the activities of the living entities, some auspicious, some inauspicious. In the 9th chapter, also the devas or godly and the asuras, the ungodly or demons, were explained. So in the 15th chapter, Krishna tells us that how, because of our actions, we are getting some reactions, and because of this action and reaction, we are entangled in this material world. Entangled, like we see how the banyan tree, some of the roots of the banyan tree, we see them hanging from the branches. So like that, and some of the banyan tree, the really old ones, are so thick, we don't know where the roots are starting from, where they are going, and like that. So our actions and our reactions have bound us like this in this material world. We are not able to see how to get out. Now, according to Vedic rites, activities in the mode of goodness are considered auspicious for progress on the path of liberation, and such activities are known as Devi Prakriti, transcendental by nature. So, if we want to get out of this material world, we have to act in a certain way. Act in a certain way, act in the mode of goodness. Develop godly qualities, which will help us to get out of this material world. Those who are situated in the transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. For those who are acting in the modes of passion and ignorance, on the other hand, there is no possibility of liberation. Either they will have to remain in this material world as human beings, or they will descend among the species of animals or even lower life forms. In this 16th chapter, the Lord explains both the transcendental nature and its attendant qualities, and the demoniac nature and its qualities. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of these qualities. So Krishna is saying that rise above the modes of passion and ignorance. Come to the mode of goodness. Although mode of goodness is also binding. We are still in the material world by mode of goodness. But in the mode of goodness, we will be able to understand the spiritual knowledge better. We can follow the regulations of religion better. Of course, by hearing and chanting, one can immediately rise above the modes. No matter how much passion and ignorant we are, immediately, the minute we say Hare Krishna, it's transcendental. It's above the modes. The minute we start hearing and reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, it's transcendental. But yet, we should try to cultivate the godly qualities. We should give up our lower nature of envy, anger, pride. All these qualities we should make an effort to give up, and we should try to cultivate our qualities of humility, tranquility, simplicity that will help us more and more in our spiritual path. It will help us to quickly get out of this material world. The word abhijatasya, in reference to one born of transcendental qualities or godly tendencies, is very significant. To beget a child in a godly atmosphere is known in the Vedic scriptures as Garbhadan Samskar. If the parents want a child in the godly qualities, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life of the human being. In Bhagavad Gita, we have studied also before that sex life for begetting a good child is Krishna himself. Sex life is not condemned, provided the process is used in Krishna consciousness. Those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children like cats and dogs, but should beget them so that they may become Krishna conscious after birth. That should be the advantage of children born of a father and mother absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So how can we get a child in a godly atmosphere? How can we attract a good soul? We have to do the Garbhadan Samskar, where the husband and wife, they both chant at least 50 rounds of the Hare Krishna mantra before they unite to get a child. And in this way, they are inviting a godly soul in their life who can continue their path of devotional service. So the social institution known as Varnashrama Dharma, the institution dividing society into 4 divisions of social life and 4 occupational divisions or castes, is not meant to divide society according to birth. Such divisions are in terms of educational qualifications. They are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world. So the original society, the Vedic society, was divided in Varnashrama Dharma as Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and then there was the Brahmachari, Grihast, Vanaprasth, and Sannyasi. So it was divided in such a way to have peace and prosperity while living here, and at the same time to cultivate our godly qualities, to give up our lower nature, and to give more and more, become more and more spiritual, become more and more humble. But these castes were not based on birth. Not that if I'm born in the family of a Brahmana, I automatically become a Brahmana. No, I have to cultivate the qualities of a Brahmana to be called as a Brahmana. That is how society can be perfectly maintained. That what is our nature? Based on that, we should be engaged in that work. If our nature is that of a Shudra, then if we are doing the work of a Brahmana, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. we can see right now, that's the reason there's such a chaos in society, because we are all practically Shudras and we are trying to do work of Brahmanas or as leaders, as government heads, as Kshatriyas, you know. So that's why there is chaos in society. So maybe we can stop here and continue tomorrow, because this is a longer purport. So thank you for joining in today. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaura